So how does the Nintendo Switch do as a console? Well, let's do a console comparison and drop some hardcore specs. Of course, we're going to be using teraflops. It's not necessarily the end-all be-all solution of measurement for performance, but I do find it interesting, and this information I scoured on the internet for like over 3 hours, so this is the most accurate information I could find. How does it compare to the previous generation? Well, the Wii U had about a third of a teraflop, or about 350 gigaflops, and the Switch tops out at a full teraflop, so it's about 3 times faster than the last generation. Well, what about the competition? In fact, it's 4 times as powerful as the 360, which is fantastic. But how does it compare to the current generation of consoles? Well, because it is a current console, right? Well, actually surprisingly well. The Xbox One, at least the launch Xbox One, tops out at about 1.3 teraflops, and the PS4 does have a slight advantage, nearly doubling the Switch's performance. But wow, this gap has never been so narrow since the GameCube, PS2, Xbox days. So Nintendo isn't necessarily competing with just raw power, at least on the console side of things. But yeah, I mean, it holds up really well. And then, of course, this mid-generation cycle refresh, the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One, skew these stats 4.2 and 6 teraflops. That's amazing. 4K, 60 frames per second, HDR. Oh my gosh. You know, at the rate that Microsoft is innovating their Xbox, going from 1.3 to 6 teraflops, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 3 or 4 years we'd get a Switch Pro that gets maybe 2 or 3 or 4 teraflops of performance. But yeah, again, you know, numbers aren't everything. Of course, you don't get a console because of its stats. You get a console because of the games, and that's what matters most. But what good are games if they're stuck at home and you can't bring them with you? Well, that's where the portable side of things comes in, and these stats are absolutely impressive. We are downgrading a little bit to gigaflops. The portable side of the Switch doesn't quite reach a teraflop. But how does it compare to previous generation? Well, the new 3DS clocks in around 5 gigaflops, and the new 3DS is actually twice as powerful as the launch 3DS hardware. So we're talking 2.5 gigaflops to 5 gigaflops. Well, the Switch just blows it freaking right out of the water in portable mode, 320 gigaflops. So we take 320 divided by 5. So that's a 64 times increase in performance. And if we compare it to the launch 3DS hardware, it's almost 130 times more powerful, which is just absolutely bonkers. And of course, compared to the 360, well, yeah, so the Switch as a portable is still more powerful than an Xbox 360 with all of its Red Ring of Death glory. How does it compare to competition, though? Well, the PlayStation Vita is quite the powerhouse when it comes to portable gaming, or at least it used to be, clocking in about 51 teraflops. So 10 to 20 times more powerful than the 3DS side of things. But again, Nintendo Switch just blows it out of the water, 6.3 times faster than the PlayStation Vita. Oh, and then there's the PS3, which is, you know, right on par with the 360 in terms of performance. So basically, in conclusion, as a home console, it holds its own really, really well. And as a portable console, well, there's just nothing like it on the market today. Nothing can top the Switch. You could totally argue that the latest iPhone or the iPad Pro or the Galaxy S8 Plus Ultra, Mega, whatevers are powerful, and you know what, you're right, but those phones and tablets are going for $1,000+, so that's 3 to 4 times as much as the Switch, and they don't even have like built-in controllers and buttons and stuff, so yuck, no thanks.